Morning, folks. Chico here.
Hey y'all, I'm Ken Milam.
Ken's here. We're gonna do a dish for you here today. We've ran into some leftovers. I went out Saturday and bought me this is all what I'm gonna say is the Wal Mart leftover method. I bought me a rotisserie chicken at Wal Mart. Didn't use the whole thing. There ended up only being 2 of us for dinner, so I'm gonna use the chicken. I'm gonna make some green chili chicken enchiladas. And these are really good leftovers, so we're gonna put that out today. Join us, have fun.
Chico says they're easy.
This is easy.
This is easy. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be good too.
Everybody can do this, so I'll let you show you. Okay, we're gonna start by just peeling off this chicken. Ken's gonna strip this chicken, get all the meat off of it, and we're gonna separate the meat out and the skin out. All right, while Ken's stripping the chicken, I'm gonna show you what I do to do a fast pepper roast. Don't spend a lot of time worrying about putting it out on a cooker. I do this directly over the flame, and I'll get a pair of tongs, but I can start off by just putting it straight over the top of the flame until that starts popping and roasting. And we're going to actually burn that skin onto there. You know, roasting this pepper is not really going to bring me much chili flavor, but the red pepper does a couple things. It brings a lot of color to the dish, and there's a lot of flavor that comes off of these peppers. That brings some of the sweetness that has some of the chili taste to it. So it really helps to bring some color and bring a little bit more depth of flavor to the chili. The green chili is going to bring in some heat, but not a ton of flavor until we start adding these little extra side ingredients. So he's cutting this chicken up and he's bringing it down to about what, Ken? About
quarter by quarter, something like that.
quarter inch, half inch, yeah, right? And you'll see that carcass. It pulled out. I'm gonna guess couple pounds of chili or chicken.
Yeah, plenty of chicken. Gonna make a pretty good mess. You know, when you're browning those peppers, what I've noticed, the bell peppers, use the red or the green or the yellows. I like to use them all for colors. Is that it adds a little sweet to it. If you have put too much hot pepper and you're worried about it, you can put the bell pepper and it will sweeten it. I don't know why. It's just that when it browns, it just gets sweet tasting.
And it seems like the red or the sweeter.
Oh
too.
yes.
And the oranges do a good job, but there's a different flavor to each color of pepper.
Yep.
And the green kind of makes it taste like the chili already tastes.
Yes.
So it doesn't really bring the variety to it. Once I get it to this stage, you see there's a lot of liquid starting to come out of it. So it's time to get this off. And what I'm going to do is put this on a small plate, just so that it holds the liquid. And I'm going to cover this up. I want to let it steam in its own heat for a little bit. And this will help steam that out and help us to remove this skin here in just a little bit. So, and I must say, that chicken came up with a lot of meat. Not too bad for a little 4-pound bird.
Yep. Got our little cleanup crew down here.
Yeah.
These falls over, it don't stay long.
Ken has a little friend here today. Sadie is helping him.
That's cleanup.
Is that your dog, girl?
That's instant cleanup. Anything falls, it gets cleaned up real quick. I've got it chopped up pretty fine. I've got white and the brown meat, the legs and the thighs in there. I even took a little bit of the juice out of the bottom of the pan because that's where your flavor is. And just put it in there and it'll mix up, and when it all cooks together, it just makes it so much better.
You know, one thing about this dish, Ken, is that kind of comes from like everything I do is like old recipes.
Oh yeah.
So one thing that I don't use in my chilies when I'm going to make this up is I don't use tomatillo because it's kind of mountain style.
Right.
So, and green chili is a little bit different. You know, what I'm going to use today is some of these ingredients, and I'll show them to you real quick, is that, of course, the chicken that we've got, I'm going to use 2 or 3 green onions, and we're going to make the chili out of that. And I'm also going to take 1 serrano. and it's going to bring a little bit of extra heat in it, and it's also going to be fresh. I'm not going to roast it. I'm just going to toss it in there. It adds, again, a little bit more depth when we add the pepper and the 3 different peppers. You don't have to use all these, but back when I say mountain style, instead of tomatillos, we'd use tomatoes.
Right.
And the same thing with these Roma tomatoes, they're really good cooking tomatoes.
Right.
So you wouldn't want to use like a beefsteak or an heirloom. You'd almost be wasting that kind of a tomato in a dish like this. We need cooking tomatoes. So a lot of times, if I don't have these, canned tomatoes. This is something you can buy everything at Wal Mart. The chili I buy, and Ken and I both got turned on to this.
Good chili.
You know, we like Hatch chili, and we'll spend the money to buy Hatch. Every year we'll go buy it and use it up. But in between them, we go to Walmart, because everywhere in the country, Walmart stocks this new Mexican
stuff too.
green chili from the Rio Grande Valley, and we're going to use it today because, again, this is the Walmart meal. Your corn tortillas, I'm going to show you a neat trick with corn tortillas. These are yellow corn. You can use white corn. I like the yellow because it doesn't get as mushy as the white. The white is sometimes a little bit thicker. And I got these that said super soft. I haven't tried them, but we're going to try them in this meal. Some cilantro.
Now, let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
On your cilantro, do you just use the leaves?
Yeah, I don't put a lot of stem, but I'm also not too worried about that.
What I've noticed, stems, if you put too much the stems in there, it gives it just a little soapy flavor.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah. That's a good point, man. But I usually just pull the leaves off of it,
that's what I do.
And then chop them.
Or just cut it about where you got your band.
At the head?
Yeah, just right there.
Right.
And that way you have this.
Well, we use half of it to cook up in the chili. And I actually cook this chili because it's the best way to do this. This green chili, in fact, they'll tell you it has to come up to 140 degrees before you eat it. Because when they picked it and they steamed it, a lot of times in the process, they didn't really cook the inside of the chili. So we want to make sure that gets up to temp. But I'm going to use half the cilantro in the cook, and then the other half just to dress the top of the dish along with the cheese. So I'm also going to use cheese and spices, so we'll show you that as we go. So basically that's what's happening here. Mountain style, real basic. Almost any one of these can be substituted. Another one of my little tricks, and this is one of the best tricks anybody's going to tell you in a good Mexican dish, and maybe Ken hasn't heard of this one. Cream of chicken soup. I'm going to use the cream of chicken, and I'm going to add another can of water to it, and we're going to put our green chili sauce into this. So, you guys ready? All right, now I'm going to show you my little trick how I prep the tortillas here. It's real straightforward, and it used to be old school. This is one thing that's far from the mountain style, is they used to have to take these and prep these in hot grease. And you run them into the grease before they harden up.
Right.
Well, I'm going to do another little trick you might not have seen before. I'm going to use the knife that we were using on the chicken because this is all going the same. I'm going to cut these in half right now. Then I'm going to take some type of oil, and we're going to dredge them one by one just in this method right here. And you're going to see this is kind of interesting. I'll use a lot of oil, and one at a time, right? Okay, now I'll take and wet all the sides I can with some oil. And this is we're gonna cook these, so it's gonna really already soften the tortillas up correctly. But I also need to have some of this soft texture in between, because these are the layers that are gonna put that carbohydrate and that cornmeal in there. So it's kind of neat. And you see I'm just using it to help wet each side. Now these that I peeled up, each layer has a lot of grease on it, you see here, so I kind of like take advantage of that.
And if people are worried about healthy oil or you can use any kind of oil?
Well, I will tell you, I wouldn't use a frying oil because we're not going to cook it up to a boil.
Right.
So don't use the peanut. And strangely enough, what I'm using is the grapeseed oil. But a grapeseed oil is a high heat oil, and that's why I like using grapeseed. You're just not going to burn it, and some of this is going to be on the bottom of that pan. The ones that are on the bottom are going to be, and the edges are going to be about the only part of the tortilla that gets a little fry to it, and it'll get hard.
I'm sure olive oil would be fine.
Olive oil is
Yeah.
real good. It brings a lot of flavor.
Mhm.
The difference between olive oil is it really doesn't have that Mexican taste to it.
Right.
So, I mean, any oil will work. We're just wetting these off so that they're, and as you'll see now that I let these sit a little bit, that's going to soak up in between there. And this is about the amount of grease that's going to be in the whole dish. So we're not going to get a lot of it.
Not a lot of
The
grease.
chicken's real
Right.
lean, so we're just not going to get a lot from there. I'll pull these off of here. And now let me show you what I do with my pepper. Alright, this is a little controversial and some people say don't do it. Now to me, I like doing it because it's quick and this is still hot. So it's kind of too hot to handle. One of the quick ways to get this char off here, and we do want to take most of it off, is I run it under cold water. Now there's a lot of cooks that don't like to do this, but I'm telling you that this is part of my chili in my dish. And since I'm not letting a lot of water inside the pepper, I'm not losing a lot of the pepper flavor. Now Ken's gonna go ahead and
I'm gonna cut these tomatoes.
cut the tomatoes
ends
and,
off.
and the peppers.
I mean, we don't want to see where the tomatoes were attached to the vine in here. We gotta look like know what we're doing, Chico.
It's gotta be clean, isn't it?
Yeah. Got the tomato, now I'm gonna get this pepper. There you go. Oh, don't that look good? Look at that now.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these ingredients and I'm going to start get them ready so I can cook them up. And I'm going to start with 1 can of cream and chicken soup. And you can be low sodium or not. I like the low sodium or the healthier look because I'm going to add my own salt. It allows me to control that with the salt that I'm using, not some preservative salt. So we'll start with a can of cream of chicken soup and a can of water. Okay? And I'm going to take, I'm not going to put in the cilantro, but I'll take the onions, Ken's cut up.
Expertly cut.
Expertly cut these green onions, right? And then what we've got here is the tomatoes and the red pepper.
Expertly cut.
Expertly cut up, right? I might add. It was cut up expertly, professionally cut.
Yeah.
Because he is
Yeah.
a professional.
Professional fishing guy.
Yeah.
I can use a knife.
Yeah. He's got the knife skills down pretty good. Okay, so I've got those two, but now what I need to do is bring in my green chili. And again, this was frozen. I quick thawed it in the refrigerator. I mean, not in the refrigerator. I quick thawed it in the microwave. And I'm not going to use all of this because this stuff would be pretty powerful. This is the hot green chili, and believe me, it brings the heat. So we don't want to use all of it. We're also going to watch out with the serranos that we bring in. Some of this is still frozen here, so I didn't thaw the whole thing. But I'm going to get about half. This is 1 pound, it's 16 ounces. I'm going to pull about 8 ounces of this green chili, and that's about what I use for one chicken like we Now, if I only did that, the chili would still, believe it or not, be pretty bland. So what I need to do is bring in my spices. So part of my spices that I'm going to run now is garlic powder. I'm not going to use straight garlic. I'm going to cook this in the skillet. And not too much, but enough that we're bringing garlic powder flavor to it. And if you'll notice, I don't measure a lot. I kind of season as I go. And the garlic, the onions, all of these other flavors help that chili to have a depth of flavor to it. So see, I'm going to put in about, well, I'm going to say that's about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. And I've got it in my food processor. You could use a blender, or you could just mix this up with a fork if you wanted to. But I'm going to make it pretty small so that this goes in between the layers and works really well. So I want to pulse this, but I don't want to get it perfectly liquefied. I want to keep some of the reds and greens colors so that you can still see them. I don't want any real big chunks. I'm just kind of watch to see if they're uniform. So I'll pulse it a few times. And I want to keep that, of course, in the mountain flavor of cooking. They didn't have food processors, but as you see, it really gets a nice look to it. And that's about what I'm looking for. So let me get this to the skillet. That's what we're going to do, is put this up on the skillet and cook it up a little bit.
Now we're not worried about cooking the broth off, cooking the juice out here. You're just kind of cooking flavors together.
Yeah, you know what I really want to do? I want to bring it up to about 140, let them marry a little bit. You're right. Now I want to burn a little bit of this liquid off. I want to make it a little bit thicker, but it won't be very much. I just don't, I keep it from burning.
Right.
Nice little nonstick, but
What
all I'm really doing is pasteurizing it a little bit.
Right.
Bringing it up to temperature. Make sure that this, again, the chili. When they flash steam those, it's so hot to get that skin off those green chilies. They don't even get the inside cooked. And a lot of times, so that's why they'll want you to really cook it up. Now, a lot of people will do these as cold ingredients, but when I mix up stuff that's been coming off the gardens and stuff, I like to heat it up. And these chilies, that's really what you're getting to, Ken, is that flavor marries together a lot better by doing this. And we've added some garlic and stuff into this, so that's what I'm going to do, is wait till it's just got a low boil all around it. That way I know
you can already see it thickening.
It's starting to thick up. Now the steam's, every time you see the whisk of steam coming up, that's water leaving. So we will watch it, because there is a point we may have to add water, and I want to not do that if I don't have to. Okay, so Ken, the next trick is any cook's worth of salt does what?
Gotta try.
You gotta try it. Tell me what we're doing.
But I brought me a big spoon. You said this stuff was good. I'm fixing to find out.
Get you some. It'll even be just in the broth there.
You get mine. I got me a.
There you go. There you go. He's got it.
I carry it like a filling station guy in my hip pocket. Now, folks, look at that. That looks good, don't it? It ain't even got cheese in there. It looks like it got cheese. Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, damn! All it needs is tequila and
hot.
chips,
It's hot,
but
too.
it does have a little bit of heat in
Okay,
it.
so we're gonna cut the heat a little bit. So let me see here, and we are losing plenty of water. Look at that.
It's getting thick.
We're about right on, not over thick right now yet, but so my trick for that is this little baby right here, sour cream.
Oh yeah.
One of the best things to balance a heavy chili, hot chili, and that's why they put this on with your fajitas, and this will be served along with tacos or things that it helps cut it. So what I'm going to do is bring in, now I already kind of know that this chili's it needs to be cut a little bit. I'm also going to help cream my sauce up with this a little bit. Not adding any cheese, but I'm going to take pretty good, I don't know, what are we going to call this? We're going to call that
Tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons.
1 to 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And we're going to cut that into there.
And that will cut that flavor, that heat, and it will give it just a little bit of a different flavor.
It's going to richen up the sauce, so it's going to cream up my sauce, and it's going to cut that heat in the chili really well. And again, so if you ever run into some super, super hot chili, you'll notice a lot of them restaurants, that's why they're giving you sour cream along with it.
Do you know what that would be good on also? Just if you had some of that left over from your enchiladas on top of a baked potato.
Oh, this is good on everything.
Oh,
And I'll tell you, you guys, in some of, if you go to look at some of the other recipes on Fricksteck or on Ken Milam's, you'll see we've got other green chili dishes. All of these chilies or the stews that we make the sauce with, they're good with everything.
Oh, yes.
You can put them,
Yes.
you can get creative. You're right, though. That would be really good
That
on
would be good on baked potato.
baked potatoes. It's really good on top of a steak.
Yep.
Excellent. It'll blow your mind on a steak. It's really good. This one's made a little bit more for the chicken flavor that we're going to be doing today.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's about done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and let it start to cool, because we're going to start adding it into the enchiladas here pretty soon. But it looks pretty good.
Looks good. Really good.
Now let's see, Ken, give me a professional taste test on that one here.
Maybe not quite that hot.
It's over 160.
Where's my chips and tequila? Oh, that is so good. I could just use chips. That'd be like a queso.
Now, if you could smell it in here.
Oh,
As soon as we started roasting up peppers, it came out
Yes.
smelling really good.
looks real good.
I think it's done.
It's done.
You've given it the
Oh,
taste,
yes.
taste approval. So, and we had lunch a little bit ago. You want
Yes,
to eat
we did.
All right, I'm going to let this cool just a little bit, so I'm taking it off the flame. Now, we're going to get some of these layers prepped up here. What we got left, Ken?
We're going to grate some cheese.
And what do we got there? Monterey Jack, huh?
Monterey Jack. Yep.
A nice little mix. Monterey is Mexican because Monterey is in it.
Monterey.
It has the
Mexico.
word Monterey.
Monterey.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
I guess that's
cheese queso. Monterey queso.
and this is the Wal Mart brand of cheese. So.
And we're going to do it the old style. We're going to do this, like it's been done forever.
So we got a 1 pound block, about half of it
Yep,
there.
about half.
About 8 ounces of cheese. We may need more. Let's take a look at it and see how much,
Well,
how much you get.
Yeah, we can always put it on there if we need it.
Say we might have enough there.
Got some cheese there.
Very good.
Now we're going to layer it with the cheese, the tortillas, and the sauce you just made.
Sauce.
Ah, it's gonna be good. Now, while Chico wasn't looking, he said we was only going to use a half a pound of cheese. Oh, we're using a pound. You can't put too much cheese on stuff, folks.
What are you doing, white man?
Can't put too much cheese on it.
No, that's good. Look at that. Well, I heard the oven go off, so the oven's ready. So, all right. Yeah.
Now that looks good. Yeah, that looks like dinner.
Oven, 350. 30 to 45 minutes. Top of the cheese. Get the brown.
That's easy. That's an easy meal for you, ladies. Our guys.
Okay, look at that.
Oh man, that looks good. That looks like something you'd get at a high-end restaurant. Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
I'm gonna take a picture of it. That is so pretty. I mean, wow. Here we go. I'm getting a picture.
Post that up on Facebook there.
Well, I will.
Put it up on the inner
There
tube
it is,
today.
right
You want to take some of this home?
Heck yeah.
Good job.
Heck yeah, we're gonna take some of that home.
So that was what, 30 minutes, 350 degrees.
Oh smell it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You got
man.
something, the cheese is baking a little bit. Is that gonna be enough? We want that side.
Just a little. I know Maxie will eat a bunch of
Oh,
that.
why don't we give you two of these? I got
Oh no, well, you gotta have enough. That looks delicious and it smells better.
Oh, it smells really good. I noticed you're still picking at it. So here's what's really cool. We had the chicken that we originally got one meal for two that
Right.
I pulled off.
Right?
And now I've got, these are good portions for
Right?
two people to eat at a time. So that chicken gave me 4 meals.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them left over.
Right.
And this, even right now, Ken, as good as it smells right now and as good as it tastes right
it gets
now,
better.
it's better tomorrow than it is today.
Oh, yeah.
It's better tonight than it is right now.
This ain't gonna go nowhere. You ain't gonna get to wash this off in
Well,
the sink.
I was gonna give that to the dog.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
See, she's eating yours.
Oh,
What do you think of that? But I got a dog that eats chili. They love chili.
that is so good.
Come and see.
Yep. Hey, family. We'll see y'all. Y'all be good. We'll have a better recipe next week.